Hey there, Dr. Noel, and welcome to my channel. Today's flow is made with intention to ease symptoms of perimenopause and menopause, starting with our breath. Sheetali breath. Smile. Bring your teeth together, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nose. Smile. Inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. Sheetali breath, which helps to ease hot flash symptoms, ease anxiety and tension. As we now move into our neck isolations, bringing the chin towards the chest for a nice neck roll, coming all the way around and then reversing the rotation. Eventually finding yourself in neutral spine as we roll the shoulders back, releasing the shoulders, and reverse the rotation. Now inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands towards your heart, and then take the hands behind the hips, lifting from the hips, mid-spine, lower spine, release. And now your next inhalation, bring the arms up, shoulders down. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. You can rock from side to side if that's comfortable for you, releasing shoulders, spine, hips. Now rolling up the spine. After getting to neutral spine, let's find ourselves in hand and knee position. Hands should be directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips as we move into cat and cow vinyasa. Inhale, letting the pelvis fall. As you exhale, curving the spine, looking towards the belly. Just breathe. Now picking up the tempo just a little bit, rolling into our shoulders, undulating the spine, arching the back, rolling the hips, release, release, release. And then reverse the rotation as we roll into the opposite shoulder, mid-spine, lower spine, hips, just release. Come to neutral spine, tuck the toes, push the hips back for downward dog, but this downward dog will be a wider stance than typical, so you're taking your feet just outside of your mat or towel, pressing the heels down towards the floor. Focus is towards your navel. Let's hold here for 5 to 7 breaths. Just breathe. When you're ready, bring your feet to center, bend the knees, eyes look forward, walk to meet your hands. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, flat back, belly in. Exhale, folding into the legs. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Stepping to the top of the mat as we move into our sun salutation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to downward dog. The feet should be hips distance apart this time. Pressing those heels down into the mat. Hold here for 5 to 7 breaths. Bend the knees, eyes look forward, walk to meet your hands. Exhale, folding into the legs. Inhale, arms come up. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to downward dog and just breathe. When you're ready, bend the knees, eyes look forward, walk to meet your hands. exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold into the legs, and inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's try that one more time. Our last float for today. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Just breathe. When you're ready, bend the knees, eyes look forward, walk to meet your hands. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, flat back, belly in. Exhale, folding into the legs. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good work. Now, let's open our legs just beyond hips distance apart as we move into goddess pose. So, when you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bending at the knee, coming down to goddess. And in goddess, we're going to pulse. So pulsing down towards your mat, breathing, stretching, releasing. Hip openers are necessary to release old, stagnant energy. Just release. Now inhale, arms up. Exhale, you want to come back down to goddess pose, but this time we're going to do pelvic isolations. So forward and back, and then when you're ready, we're going to move from side to side. So yes, here again, opening up those hips, ladies, releasing all that old tension and energy that no longer serves us. Rolling to the right, articulating the hips around fully, and then rolling to the left, release. Inhale, arms up. This time, bring the feet to parallel position, toes pointing forward. Inhale, arms shoulder level, forward fold with a flat back. Find yourself in between your legs, pressing through those legs, and then bending at the knee, bringing the pelvis down. Inhale, exhale, press through the legs for a nice stretch. And then bending at the knee, creating one long line from head to tail, head to coccyx. Pressing the hips down towards the mat, releasing those hips. Just breathe. Now inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, press through the legs. When you're ready, I want you to walk over towards your right foot. Inhale, exhale, twist, releasing your arm towards the sky, getting deeper into the stretch with each exhalation. And now walking to the opposite leg. Inhale, exhale, twist. Just breathe. And when you're ready, come to center. You're going to bend the knees slightly as you roll up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Now heel-toe your feet together. Release the wrists, twisting away from the body, stepping to the top of our mat. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to downward dog. Now from here, I want you to lift the heels up, stretching into the soles of the feet, the plantar fascia. Going up onto those tippy toes if that's comfortable, and then eventually rolling through those arches, coming back to hand and knee position as we move into our core series, spinal traction. Releasing, opposite arm, opposite leg, right leg up, left arm up, holding the belly in towards the spine as we balance here. Hold for 10 breaths if you can. And other side. Hold for 10 breaths. And release. Now from here, we're moving into a spinal crunch. You're going to bring the opposite elbow to opposite knee. Exhaling on the crunch. Let's try for 10 repetitions if possible. Moving to the other side. 10 repetitions if you can. Now, moving into a hip opener, pressing the hips back and then pushing forward into frog pose. Breathing into those hips, shoulders are down and away from the ears. Hold here for 5 to 7 breaths if possible. When you're ready, bring the knees together, cross at your ankle and push through those hips, or get onto one hip and swing those legs around. Let's find ourselves on our bum. As we now, in a seated position, roll down one vertebrae at a time onto your mat. Bringing the soles of the feet together for bound angle crunches, Supta Baddha Konasana. If you want more core engagement, you can lift the legs just a few inches off the mat as we crunch up, exhaling on the crunch. Let's try for 30, ladies. You can do it. I believe in you. Chin is up and away from the chest. Exhaling on the crunch. And now, bring the knees together. We're going to stretch the legs out from the hip as we move into yogi circles. So keeping the legs together, we're going in a clockwise rotation, making circles of any size that are comfortable for you. If the straight leg is too much for the lower back, you can bend at the knee. Making sure the small of the back is pressed into the mat. Core is engaged the entire time. Let's try for 15 repetitions in this direction. And now reverse the rotation. Try for 15 if you can. Almost there. Nice. Now bring the knees into the chest. Release the legs as we move into our Pelvic Floor Series, pelvic curls. The feet are hips distance apart. Toes are lifted if you can. You're crunching the lower abs, so tilting the pelvis up towards the ceiling, but not lifting up off the mat. So the small of the back is pressed into the mat as you engage the lower abs. Small movement, but effective. Engaging that pelvic floor, exhaling on the crunch. And now when you're ready, releasing the toes, you're going to lift the pelvis up this time to full bridge pose, balancing onto your shoulders. Feet are in parallel position, knees are hips distance apart. You should see your belly breaths. As you inhale, the belly rises. As you exhale, the belly falls. Let's try to hold here for 10 breaths. Now we move into bridge lifts as we bring the hips down to hover over the mat and then lifting up. Try for 10 repetitions. Feet are still in parallel position, knees hips distance apart. And now roll down one vertebrae at a time, releasing the pelvis at the end. Bringing the knees into the chest for a nice stretch as we're now moving into our stretch series. Inhale, exhale, press. Releasing the arms and the legs to the opposite ends of the room, stretching that core we just worked. Come to an upright position. Inhale and then exhale over the legs for forward fold. Feet can be in flex position if that's comfortable for you. Hold here for 5 to 7 breaths. Come to an upright position and then roll down one vertebrae at a time onto the mat. Bend at the knee and straighten the right leg, and then bend that knee, moving away from the body, releasing the right hip, and then bringing back to midline as we prepare for reclined pigeon pose. You're going to grab underneath to hold on to the left lower leg. Inhale, exhale, press, breathing into that hip, breathing into the right hip, releasing right hip, right buttocks, right psoas muscle. Same thing, other side, releasing the left hip away, breathing into the left hip, left flank, and then coming back to midline. Grabbing underneath, holding on to the right lower leg. Inhale, exhale, press, breathing into the left hip, left buttocks, left psoas muscle. Just breathe. Ready, release. Now moving into half happy baby, bending the right knee towards your mat, making sure not to let the left hip raise up. If you can, straighten the left leg to get deeper into the stretch. Just breathe. And then same thing, other side, releasing the left leg, bending the left knee, and if you can, releasing the right leg to get deeper into the stretch. Just breathe. When you're ready, moving into full happy baby, both knees are in bent position. Pressing the knees towards your mat. Inhale through the nose, exhale, open mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale, open mouth. Small of the back is pressed into the mat. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. Now rock from side to side, massaging the lower back if that's comfortable for you. And when you're ready, release, bringing the knees into the chest yet again. Exhale as you press. And now we're moving into a restorative version of shoulder stand. The legs are shooting straight out from the hip, or for full version, you can press those hips up, legs up towards the sky, balancing. Excellent pose for releasing tension activating the thyroid gland. Hold here for a few breaths. And when you're ready, bend at the knees, slowly roll down the spine, bringing the legs onto the mat. As we now move into our last pose of the day, bound angle pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Just breathe. Allow the belly to be soft. As you inhale, the belly rises. As you exhale, the belly falls. Hold here for at least 5 to 7 breaths or more if that's comfortable for you. When you're ready, bring the knees together. We're going to rock up to a seated position. And when you're ready, on an inhale, bring your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale. I thank you for taking this time for you today. And I pray that your day is blessed and protected. Thanks for flowing with me. Namaste.